as you can see, I am doing this vlog from the car. So I missed last Saturday for my 36 week update, and today I'm 37 weeks update. So I'm gonna kind of combine the two. So let's get started. Last week was a very interesting week because I developed a new symptom. Yay. It might freak some people out because it even freaks me out to say it, but I've started lactating. Like, I was in the shower one day and I got this tingling in my boob, and I was like, holy shit, I've had a kid before, I know what that means, like the tingling you get when you're about to have a letdown. So I kind of like looked down and went to like wipe water away from my boob, but it was kind of like a cloudy color. And I was like, holy shit, is that like milk or whatever? And so I went to like squeeze my boob, and colostrum came out, and I was just like, wow, like, you know, that's different. I didn't get that with Ava. I didn't get any leaking of the boobs during pregnancy. So I'm hoping, even though I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean much, I'm hoping that it means that I'll have a very successful breastfeeding journey, because with Ava, I barely made it to 6 months, and that was because I really didn't have the necessary guidance that I should have had with breastfeeding. And then I'm also in the military, so my work schedule wouldn't allow me to pump like I needed to while I was at work. So it was always an inconvenience for somebody. Like, I never had the time to go away every 3 to 4 hours to go pump. And even when I did, I didn't even have a real pumping room. Like, it was usually in an office somewhere, or I've even had people tell me, you know, why don't you go pump in the bathroom, even though there wasn't even any outlets in the bathroom. So it wasn't a good journey with Ava, and I was really sad that it had to end so soon. I planned on breastfeeding for at least a year. You know, I wanted to be one of those moms, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. So this time I wanted to, like I said before, I wanted to be different. And yeah, so hopefully that's a good sign. It still freaks me out when it happens, because it like happens when it wants to. It's not like I'm attempting to stimulate my nipples or anything. It just happens, and it's just like, whoa, like, what's going on? So like, even right now I'm getting this tingling around my nipple, and it's kind of freaking me out. So there are people like looking at me like, who is she talking to in her car? Is she talking to herself? I hope people just think I'm on FaceTime. I already feel weird talking to a camera, so they don't make it any better. But that was my new symptom. I don't have any, that's the only new symptom. I don't think any of the symptoms have changed. I still urinate very frequently. I definitely still got the groin Charlie horse kind of thing going on. It's really pissing me off, actually, because I didn't have it with Ava, and it's really painful, especially when I'm doing something like trying to go grocery shopping, and I got this Charlie horse, and it keeps happening. Like, it's like, it keeps happening, and I'm just like, shit, like, it's one after another, and it's just really annoying. But other news, today is Saturday. On Wednesday I had a doctor's appointment, my 36-week doctor's appointment, and my blood pressure was on the high side. So my midwife was really freaking out about it. She wanted me to go to labor and delivery. I was pleading with her to not send me to labor and delivery. I was like, you know, it's okay. Like, I kept saying I feel fine, because I always feel fine when I have high blood pressure. I never know unless someone tells me. So, you know, I was like, I feel fine. How about if it gets worse, I'll definitely go. Like, if I really start having the really bad blurring of the vision and swelling and, other signs of preeclampsia, I'll go. And she was just like, okay, I'll spare you this time, but you're gonna have to do a 24-hour urinalysis. So I was like, okay, cool, not thinking it was too much. It is this big orange jug pitcher that you have to fill with piss. It's like, I think it was like 3,500 milliliters. I don't know the equivalency of that, but it was a big ass jug. And I was like, holy shit, like I have to fill all this up. And it was really an inconvenience because it has to be cold. So it's sitting in my refrigerator, Or if I went out and I knew I was going to be out for a long time, I had to have this freaking jug carried with me in a cooler because, it has to be cold. It was just the most inconvenient 24 hours I have ever had before in my life. But I turned it in yesterday morning because they wanted 24 hours. So I started Thursday morning after my first morning urine. So I didn't put my first morning's urine into that pitcher. Then that's when I started. But yesterday it ended on the first morning's urine. I guess they don't want 2 first morning's urine because I'm guessing like maybe that's where a lot of the protein in your urine would be, and I guess they don't want to throw off their analysis or whatever. So it's cool. I turned it in, and yesterday I also went on the baby tour. I'm sorry, not the baby tour, but the, what they call it? The hospital tour for Balboa. I didn't like it. I mean, it didn't impress me. I don't know. I wasn't expecting a lot, but I just didn't like it. And if I had it my way, if I could afford another insurance company, I would definitely do it because I don't like Balboa. They just make me uncomfortable. Like the corpsmen, I don't like that there are people that, went to school for 12 weeks, to play doctor and then have the audacity to stick a needle in your back. I don't feel comfortable with that at all. So it's definitely in my birth plan to not have any corpsmen or trainees in the room. If you don't have a PhD, then you just won't be touching me. I know that everyone needs their experience, but I'm just not the one that you need to be experimenting on, because if shit hits the fan, excuse my language, it's gonna be a problem, And the Navy, you can't sue the Navy, so I'm essentially out of luck if something happens to me or my kid. And I don't play by myself, and I definitely don't play by my kids. So to avoid all of that, just don't let anybody without a PhD touch me. Straight like that. I kind of have some good news. Cedric is currently deployed. He just left Thailand like 2 days ago. He said he didn't like the port. He said it was boring. He also missed us, so he was just like, I don't care about everything else. I just really wish I was home with you all. I don't know what port he's pulling into next. I just got an email from him today, and it didn't say. But it did say that he lost his military ID, which is really, really, really bad. And I'm kind of pissed off at him about it because I expect him to be like a little bit more responsible, especially with sensitive stuff like that. Like, that's your government, your military ID. You can't get on base with that ID. You can't come aboard a ship with without that ID. You can't check your leave chit without that ID. So now you've put your leave chit, he's put his leave chit in to come home, and he can't check the approval because he doesn't have his ID to get on the computer. So I'm like, I was really upset. I was kind of like really emotional. I was like, you don't care about me. You don't care about being here for your kids. because if you did, you would have been more responsible with your ID. Now you don't know if it got approved or denied. You know, maybe it's some extra stuff that they want for you to have, and now you can't see that because you lost your ID and you can't get on the computer. So I kind of got overly emotional, but whatever, he'll be all right. Yeah. So that's that. He talked to his CO, and his CO basically, you know, said, you know, you want to go on leave. I know we're deployed or whatever, but you want to be there for the birth of your son. Submit your leave sheet. He basically said he had no problem approving it. His chain of command, however, wants proof of my due date, because I guess they think he's lying about wanting to come home to the States. Like come on, like I'm 9 months pregnant, you've seen me, like what's there to prove? Like, why are you being this way? Especially if the CEO has the final approval, and he said he doesn't care anything about proof, just put the leave shit in. So I don't know what their deal is. I told him if he needed me to send any verification, of course I would have no problem doing that, because I have plenty of sheets that have my due date on there in some form or fashion. So hopefully he will be here. I think the date he chose to come back to the States was March the 9th, and I'm due on the 14th. So I guess it's a good time frame. The bad thing about that is my advancement exam is on March 16th. If I go into labor before that exam, I won't be able to take it. Well, I'll be able to take the exam, but it won't be the regular exam. It'll be the substitute exam. And everybody, you know, that I work with knows that I don't even look at the study guide for the substitute exam. I'm focused, headstrong on the regular exam. You know, I want to take the exam when everybody else takes the exam. This is the day I just want to take the test on this exam. So I'm really hoping, and you guys keep your fingers crossed for me, I'm really hoping my son stays in just a little while longer, because mommy has things she needs to do, like take this as advancement exam. I've already signed my worksheet, and the senior chief was just like, you know, if you feel well enough, by all means come in and take the exam. But you know, obviously if you don't, you'll be taking the substitute exam. So I was really bummed about that, but I got high hope. I got high hopes for my son. I know he loves mommy. He's gonna do mommy right. He's gonna stay in. So everybody keep your fingers crossed. And if he does stay in, that means that his daddy is gonna have to extend his leave chit, because he won't have enough time to spend with his son. If my due date is the 14th, but my son doesn't come obviously until after, even if it's just 2 days after, Cedric's leave chit is up on the 20th. So that means he'll only have like 4 days to spend with his son, since his leave chit is only for March 9th to the 20th of March. So I'm hoping that his CEO's nice, and if that is the case and he does come later, he extends his leave chit so that he can stay out here for a little while longer. Because once he goes back to the ship and heads back to Japan, I probably won't see him again until he comes home for good, which won't be until December. So yeah. Whoa, who hit my car? Who threw a rock at my car? But obviously I'm in the car, and maybe some of you are wondering what are you doing in the car? I'm on my way to my WIC appointment. I didn't sign up for WIC until I was like 7 or 8 months pregnant, just because I honestly, you know, I wouldn't use it because of their restrictions, like simple stuff like bread. Like, I don't like 100% whole wheat bread. I eat honey wheat bread and white bread and things like that, you know. So the types of items that I like aren't covered by WIC. And I'm also one for, you know, if I can afford it myself, why take that away from someone else? But what I do like about California's WIC is that they give you, like, it's so freaky crazy how fresh their fruit is. Really, it is. So that's one of the reasons why I love WIC now, especially out here in California, because when I was in Illinois, we never got fresh fruit like that. I mean, it's just mind-boggling how fresh their fruit is. So they do give me a lot of that, and they give me milk, which I'm not really a big fan of, because now that I'm pregnant, I really don't mess with the milk. So yeah, I mean, I'll drink it with a bowl of cereal, but I don't go through it as much as they give it to me. But that's the beauty of having kids in the house. I have a 2-year-old, she'll be 2 next Tuesday, and my brother, who is 3, they drink milk like crazy. Like, they don't care what kind of milk it is, 1%, 2%, whole milk, skim milk. If it's milk, those kids are drinking it. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, I've arrived, so I'm gonna take them my information and get my coupons or whatever, and probably most likely hit the grocery store sometime today, because I am in love with fruit. Like, I love plums, nectarines, apples, all of that good stuff, watermelon. I love it all. So that's definitely a must. But what else do I have planned today? Since Ava is turning 2 on the 21st of February, which is next Tuesday, I have to work, unfortunately. So we're gonna take her to get her pictures taken today for her 2nd birthday. She has the cutest little birthday outfit with this nice little fluffy pink glittery tutu, so I can't wait to see that. When she was a baby, she never smiled for her pictures. The first time she ever smiled for professional pictures, she was 1 year old. And it took me by surprise, and I was so happy with how the pictures came out. You know, I was just like, this is it. God, I love this kid. Her dad's gonna really enjoy that, because once again, last year when she turned 1, he was in another country. So it was nice to be able to send him, you know, those pictures to keep him kind of in the loop and involved. And I know he was really grateful for those pictures. This time, she has so much attitude. She's a little diva. So I'm really, really, really hoping she cooperates. The time frame for her pictures is normally around her nap time. So I'm really trying to keep her happy, in a sense, like make sure she's fed. Hopefully she takes a nap maybe a little earlier on the way. I have to do her hair and make sure she's good to go, because I really, 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 really want these pictures to come out good. I'm hoping she smiles. She knows what the camera is. She'll hold the camera, my phone, up to her face, you know, and say cheese, you know, to take a picture. So she knows, she gets the concept. I just know she acts funny, you know, when other people around, as do all kids. You know, what your kids may do around you, they might not do around others. So I'm hoping that goes good. Outside of that, it's supposed to storm really, really bad, so we probably won't be doing anything else today. Outside of the grocery store, her taking pictures, and we're definitely gonna hit up the children's place, because they're having an 80% off sale, if I read that correctly in my email this morning. So all you moms, check it out. I started putting away my son's clothes, and I noticed he has a lot of newborn and 0 to 3 month clothes, so I kind of want to get some stuff for when he starts to go to school around 4 to 6 months. So I'm gonna have to go shopping for some more of that. I'll show you the little things that we have hanging up in the closet. It's not too much, because most of the stuff we have is folded, so I'll show you all that, and I will do my belly shot when I get back in the house. I obviously can't do it now because I'm in the car. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. You know, thank you so much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please comment below, and definitely hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Okay, so We just moved, so we still unloading boxes and stuff, but essentially it's gonna be 2 toddler beds in here and a crib. This is his dresser, and then this is just his little section of clothes here that actually our little outfits that can actually hang up, but a majority of his stuff is here. A lot of stuff is newborn. I don't know why we made that mistake, but they were so cute, especially these little cute little booty little thingies. Where do we get these from? Gymboree. But this is pretty much all of his stuff. He has a lot, so it's not a lot of stuff that hangs up, but he does have a lot in his drawers. And then the I believe this is 6 months, 6 to 9, which isn't a lot of, but a lot of, he does have a lot of sleepers and gowns and stuff. And then, of course, socks, booties, bibs, and so much more stuff that we haven't put up yet. But that's it so far. I don't have a lot of, he doesn't need much because newborns usually just sleep in like a onesie or a gown. So he should be fine for now, but he definitely will be getting more clothes. Definitely. Ava, what are you doing? We gotta do something. We gotta fix your hair and pull your clothes out so you can take your birthday pictures. Whose birthday is it? It's your birthday. Almost. On Tuesday. Yeah. Okay, Ava. Okay. He can. Okay. And come sit over here, please. I can't have. Is that for me? Is that for me? Okay. You can't get upset, okay? Come smile for the camera. Come here, Ava. Ava.
Duna.
She makes me so tired. What does that say? She is tiring us all out. She wants to play with every prop but what she's supposed to play with. A heart. Is that a heart? Is that a heart? That's a heart. Cheese. Okay.